Hey guys, for this lesson we're going to create a radial type design like you see in this adult coloring book on kaleidoscopes that I have here. A radial design starts with a design that is in the center and radiates around in a circular pattern. So you're going to see lines and you're going to see shapes that just repeat over and over around in a circle, and then it comes out. You have some straight lines, you have some curvy lines, you have some circles and all different things. So this one looks a little bit like a flower. Sometimes they're more geometric. You could use squares. So in this one, if you look, the center was a circle, it came out around, and then they added some other shapes within there, and then you get these diamond type shapes, and then more of a square on the corners, and then it's just repetition of those. Some have kind of a sun shape to them with the triangles. A very detailed one, kind of looks like a flower, like a daisy in the middle, and then it comes out into more pointy shapes which lead into those circles which kind of look like little faces with 3 eyeballs. You can get very creative with radial designs. These are very geometric. Sometimes you might see some that have different shapes within them. Flowers are very common. Sun and star type designs are very common. Sometimes you might see people adding in their own little details, though, such as this next one here has an example of butterflies within it. So you can see how there's some radial designs of flowers here, but then you can see how this one started in the middle, and then the butterflies are radiating around it. So that creates a unique design. So as you're doing yours, you could always come up with some ideas how you can make it more personal to you and be a little creative in what you're making. Now, for our design, what we need to do is we need to start out with a piece of paper, and our paper needs to have 4 sections to it. So I'm going to be working with a piece of copy paper. Put that down here. Now, for the copy paper to be a radial design, we need to make it into a square. So I'm going to take the one corner and I'm going to pull it over and across to fold it up against the other edge. Like that. And then you'll have this one piece hanging out. So you want to fold that one over up against that edge. And try to be very careful to get it a nice clean fold, nice and even. Now at this point, this part's going to get cut off. You can either cut it if you have scissors. If you don't have scissors, take your fingernail or the back of your nail, crease it good. You can fold it back and forth a couple times and then just tear that off. Oops. Sometimes it tears better than others. Little trick, make your finger just a little bit wet. And just wipe along that edge. And then try it. See if I can get it started. Tears much nicer that way. Okay, so put that to the side. Now I can open this up and I have my square. Now I want to make this actually into 4 sections. So I'm going to fold it in half. Again, line it up really straight. Get those corners together. And then I'm going to fold it a second time. So when I open it, I have 4 sections, 4 squares. Okay. Now I can also use this diagonal line down through the middle here as a guide to help me with some of my designs. Now for the next part, you're going to create some circles on here. If you have a compass, this would be a great time to use your compass. This is an artist compass. it has a metal point on one end, and then it has a piece of lead at the other end. And you twist this back and forth to make the circles bigger or smaller. So the closer together it is, the smaller the circle would be. I'll show you on here. So the point goes down into the paper, and then you either turn the paper or turn the compass to create your circle like that, or you can make it bigger, twisting it open to get a bigger circle. That one's going to go off the edge, but you can see how that would create my circles then. Now, you're probably saying, well, I don't have a compass, so that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to make our own compass. I took a piece of cardboard, just cut off a little rectangle of cardboard from a cereal box or any type of box that you have, and then fold it in half to get a little crease down the middle. And then you need something pointy, a pin or an ice pick or something with a sharp point to it. And you're going to poke a hole through the cardboard. So just kind of poke a couple of them. You can poke as many as you want. I did 4 on here. You can see that. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the one on the very end, and I'm going to line it up with the center of my paper. Now I'll need a pencil with a nice sharp point, and I'm going to just make a mark there so I can see where that is. Line this up. You can use the pin if you want to, or you can use another pencil to hold that in place. And then you want to either spin, I'll put my pencil in the next hole, and either spin this around, or sometimes it's easier to spin the paper as you go. So then you can see my circle on there. And I'm going to keep it put. I'm not moving it. I'm going to go to the next hole and do the same thing. And then I have one more here. You want to be very careful not to move your pin, or if you have a pencil there. So if you did it with a pencil instead, you would just take another pencil, put that in the hole, and then use the one you're drawing with to go around. Okay, very easy. Makes some perfect circles. Now I'm only going to design 1/4 of my compass, or of my radial design though. So I'm going to fold this over. So I'm only seeing one section. Now you could cut it apart, or you can just fold it like I did. And then I'm going to start my design. I can use this center fold as a guide to help me see where the middle is. I'm going to start out by drawing a design in the middle here. Now this is a good reason to do it first in pencil, so you can erase if you need to. Try to think of things you can draw that are more symmetrical. The same on both sides. Okay. This one. Okay, so you can see kind of a sun or sunflower design there. And I'm going to draw some more lines inside of those. And so you can see that better. And then I'm going to draw maybe some lines in here. Whatever I do in one half, I'm going to do in the other half. It's all about repetition and pattern. Now this part here is already in half, so I'm just going to make my lines come out as if That was already doing half of it. And same on this side. Okay, you can see that. I'd like you to come up with some lines and some shading for this assignment. So as we get our designs done, we'll go in and we'll add some really nice values with light and dark colors. So my next part, I'm going to put some curvier ones here. Make some thicker lines. You can color them in darker, you can see them better. Don't be afraid to be creative. You can always erase it if you don't like it. Try again. And we'll come up with some different curvy flowing designs in the middle here. Maybe this one's going to be a heart shape with some little swirls. I really don't know. I'm just kind of playing around here. Let's see. So I'm just adding some different swirls. This could come up bigger. What are you doing, AJ? I hear my dog woofing down below. Okay, so once I have that done, I'm going to shade in some of these areas. Remember when we did shading, we talked about different values, lighter and darker values. So see if you can get at least 3 or 4 different values in your picture. You're only doing one section, so you don't have to think about an entire design. We're going to move this over to our Google Drawings then. I'll show you how to create the entire design then. So I might work a little bit more on this. And then what I'm going to do after I have this done is I'm going to take a picture of it. And once you take your picture, you want to upload that into your Chromebook. And then you'll be ready to join me with your Google Drawings. And I will show you how to create your radial design.